Well, that's as comprehensive as a win gets for the modern Collingwood side. We end up winning 21-6 to 6 goals, 13 against Richmond at Icon Park. The Pies win by 83 points, and it was good. It was good. I say it's good because if we look at how it could have gone and what the response would have been from the general fan base or even just mainstream AFL, if we only win by 20, 30 points against a young Richmond side going into a massive clash against GWS for opening round, that could have been problematic for many reasons. But we went out there, we were professional. It looked like we had something to prove in a practice match against Richmond, which is saying something. It probably indicates that you're not going to get this lackluster, half-effort Collingwood side that we got at the start of last year. I think we are going to right our wrongs in that sense, and that's going to be a big block to tick off those first 4 weeks to show us that they've done something different approaching this season versus the beginning of last season. And they definitely tick that box in really what is their only proper hit out. Gold Coast and Brisbane, you hardly even count. And then there was no intra-clubs at training. But a lot of match sim sort of filtered into the sessions in 10, 20-minute blocks. So that's the way they went about it. I thought that was interesting, just going down their training, but that's how they've done it. I think they just want to get to the starting line more than anything with a clean bill of health, and they've got that for the most part, barring Degoe, who shouldn't be too far away, Tom Mitchell, who also shouldn't be too far away, and Braz, who seems like he's managing that plantar fasciitis, but I'm sure more will come out in due time. We were extremely accurate going inside 50, and that's something, or in front of goal, and we're also efficient going inside 50. We had, 51 or 53 inside 50s, and we have 27 scoring shots to show for it. So that's over 50% of our inside 50s are resulting in a scoring shot, which will have you as the number one side in pretty much every year if you continue at that clip. Our 21 goals for 53 inside 50s is also like 35%, which is extremely high. 1 in 4 is the standard for a top team. 1 goal for every 4 inside 50s. So that was really nice to see. On the flip side, Richmond were woeful, weren't they? Woeful. 39% kicking accuracy for the game. Well, you know what's funny? We were the worst side by foot last year. And what was that? It was like 60-something%. 63%. They were running at 39% kicking accuracy for the game. And there's going to be people out there who aren't Collingwood fans. They're going to say, come on, you just beat Richmond. Like, look at them. Yes, understand, take a grain of salt. But it's just the way we approached it. It was nice to win comfortably. In that second half, the back end of that second quarter, that's when we really started hitting our stride. So that was really nice. We were getting quality looks going inside 50 as well. 15 marks inside 50, once again, is an elite number to have against your name. A lot of what we're doing now was visible in the last 4 games of 5 games of last season. Richmond, Carlton, Sydney, Brisbane, Melbourne. It was all there to be seen. It was just a question of, okay, well, now let's build on that with Houston, Perryman and Membry and our draftees and see where it takes us. And we've gone well. Nick Dacos is going well. 32 disposals, 8 tackles, 4 goal assists, and he gave up a couple shots as well, which subsequently led to those goal assists. But man, if he, we say it every year, but how is it possible for Nick Dacos to take his game, to the next level? Like, how is that going to happen? And you just look at the game last night, you go, okay, this is unprecedented, but I do kind of see how Nick Dacos can take his game to the next level. Like, his center clearance work, He's running from contest to contest is always there. But, mate, just his ability to win the hit out, read Darcy Cameron's tap or be synergistic or on the same page with Darcy Cameron, right? And just waltzing out of the midfield. It looked great. Patrick Lipinski was good. He had a great start to last season, sort of just fizzled out. 37 disposals from him last night off that wing. Was sort of thrown around last year between wing and the half-forward flank. I'm hoping he can solidify that spot on the wing, and then Jack Crisp plays on the other side, and then you get someone like Still Sidebottom who had a bunch of midfield time yesterday. And he looks like he's going to be better than last year. And last year he was top 5 in the Copeland Trophy. Did he have some down games? Was he thrown around a bit himself? Yes, but in the end, I think if you look back at his season in totality, he had a lot more good games than bad games. And I think when he had his bad games, it was just a little bit more sensitive to the eye just because it's Still Sidebottom and he's typically so reliable. But I think he's coming back to that. And yeah, Still Sidebottom at what age? 35. Back into the midfield is crazy to hear that, along with Pendlebury. But he certainly doesn't lack foot speed. He doesn't. So that's not going to be holding him back in the middle. And it seems like it's giving him another year where he may have thought he didn't have halfway through last year since the move into the midfield. So that was really good to see. Speaking of really good, Josh Dacos. Wow. 27 touches off the halfback flank, kicked the goal from a handball receive, had 3 inside 50s, 7 score involvements, which is up there. It was 4th highest for the team on the night. He's so damaging. The halfback role can be easy to play as a flanker because you're just accumulating, but the best players in that role are sometimes, if not most of the time, their most dangerous player. Think about Dane Zorko or Kadeem Coleman. Think about Dan Houston. Think about Nick Dacos 2022, 2023. So you've just got Josh Dacos or Nick Dacos in the form of Josh Dacos on the halfback flank to a lesser extent. And I say that as kindly as possible because to be drawing comparisons to your brother, who's arguably going to be the GOAT in the AFL, I think that's a kind compliment, isn't it? So, yeah, Josh Dacos and Houston off the halfback flank, wow. And if they're kicking goals, who's to say they can't have 15 goals between them two coming off the halfback flank this year? Why not? If they're doing what they're doing like yesterday, get those handball receives from 50 out and slotting it like that, boy, oh boy, it's going to be a problem for the league, isn't it? My man is back. Isaac Quaynor had 9 intercept possessions, leading the team in that stat realm, and he just looked good, didn't he? He put himself in dangerous positions in the air in a practice match. He took strong intercept marks. He was clean by foot, and all his behaviours and his commitment in the pre-season, off-season, that we saw at training, that we spoke about, it seems like it's coming to fruition right now. And we're just hoping now that he can take that into the opening round match. Perryman was 20 disposals, 10 tackles, a goal, that defensive anchor in the midfield. We don't know what Harry Perryman full-time in midfield looks like because we've never seen it. We saw it in glimpses in, say, 2021 against playing for GWS, but that's why I think we're going to get overs from Harry Perryman in this deal, bringing him over to the Pies, is because he was probably too easily let go of, and also partly because he wasn't given the role he wanted to play, so he wanted to leave, being an unrestricted free agent. We never saw that midfield side. So he's come here. We said, yep, Pez, we'll give you midfield time. You just do the dog work in the midfield. And 20 disposals, 10 tackles, and a goal. That's just, it's just dog work energy, isn't it, really? Who else have we got? What am I doing? I'm covering 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 players. And then I've got 3 players who are on watch. And maybe like one or two things about the team. One thing about the team that I want to talk about towards the end of this, which is going to be important that we get it right early in the season. But my check, Shackles released, looked like he was having some fun out there, playing as that third key tall forward or second key tall forward, if you want to call him that. What do you have? 4 goals, had some really nice shots on target that he converted, and I think he's going to love the attention not going to him all the time. And what is Brody Myercheck's ceiling as the second or third key tall forward? We haven't been able to see that. We really haven't. And lastly, Reef McInnes. He looked good, guys. He looked good. Really clean by foot. Battled well in the air. Had a couple intercept marks towards the end of the game. I think it's a positive step in the right direction for what we need to fix in that back line or part of the problems. But that also ties into who I want to keep a tab on. One of them is Darcy Moore. I still get a little bit anxious when the ball's around him or when he has the ball in his hand. I just hope, I said it last night, you can't fake form, and he was out of form last year. So naturally, he's still going to have to try to play himself into form early in the season. And we're going to have to live with that. That's okay. But also ties in with Reef and how they complement each other, and is Reef going to do enough of a job? That's what we need to find out early, very early. We need to find out very early. In a premiership season, we don't have time to nurture players through and hope they get the position right in time. They need to get the position right very early. And the other 2 players, for the same reason that I haven't watched, and I'm being harsh because we had such a good game and it was probably more difficult than other games to nitpick at little things, but between Bo McCreary and Lockie Schultz, they had 9 inside 50s between the two. So they had 9 kicks going inside 50. Did they have any goal assists? Bo had 1 and Lockie Schultz had 0. So for 9 inside 50s, just the 1 goal assist. I say that because I just feel like they butchered the ball a little bit too much last night. And these are themes we saw last year. We always said for Bo, he just needs to clean up his disposal and he could be a really good midfielder. And then with Lockie Schultz, he's just a little bit sloppy sometimes in that connection piece. He had 20 touches, and Bo had 10. So 30 touches between and only 1 goal assist. From your high half forwards who are delivering the ball inside 50 at times. It's probably not enough. We probably do need a little bit more than that. I'm just saying the disposal efficiency can be a little bit misguided sometimes, but let's say McCreary, so shooter 75 and Bo McCreary 60. So not ideal, but if it's something worth keeping if there's something worth keeping a tab on, I think it's those 3 players: Darcy Moore, Lockie Schultz, Bo McCreary. And yeah, we have begun the countdown beyond the practice matches, moving towards opening round. So can't wait. Tonight we'll do the fan takeaways live. So I'll probably do that at, say, I will do that at 6. So jump in. The fan takeaways, I share a story on Instagram. Let me know. I basically ask, what are your takeaways from the game? You respond, and I will answer in the live stream. So if you want to get involved, be a part of that video, go over to Instagram, check the story, and respond, and let me know what your takeaways are from the game. Go Pies.